What's up, motherfuckers?
What the fuck is up, freaks?
The fuck is up? Let me just hold on, a little ASMR.
Get there. Oh,
That was pretty crispy.
Not the sound of a crisp Heineken Zero.
Honestly, nothing like it.
I cannot
I'm not even kidding.
express our love for Heineken Zips right now.
I would tell you what we're going to talk about on today's episode, but I don't know.
Actually, I have something I'd like to start by saying. You know how they said mood swings are coming after your egg retrieval and that, like, you don't know when, kind of?
Yeah.
I feel my mood about to swing.
Good or bad?
In just a weird way.
I'm scared.
In a weird way.
So scared.
I felt pretty annoyed at you just moments ago.
I know.
Then I started to feel silly. Now I don't know what's next.
Moods are like a box of chocolate. You never know what you're going to get.
They might melt right in front of you.
Oh, God.
Full meltdown. Who's to say what will happen on this episode?
Enjoy. Hello and welcome to Staying Up with Cammy and Taryn. I'm Cammy.
And I'm Taryn, and I don't have as many eggs as I used to have. Also, thanks for staying up.
Y'all, I was going to say sorry for not being here next week, but like whatever.
Next week?
I mean last week. I don't know. My egg retrieval's next week, so you
might be gone.
You might not hear from us for a little while.
You guys.
Oh, you guys.
Things are so good. We are living in a fucking dreamscape. We are so happy.
You're scary. Oh, we have little flowers in between us right now. I put to make our makeshift set look better, but they were sent by Mal and Mathilde.
Yes, of the Made It Out podcast.
I was going to say the same thing.
Of Made It Out fame.
The mayor of lesbians.
The mayor of lesbians.
But yeah, look how nice. They're so pretty. Anyways.
No, you guys. No.
I'm so scared.
I keep tuning. You're so lucky you're not here. You guys, the gas
I thought you were talking
crazy.
to me. I'm like, I am here.
Yeah, but you can't smell them. I have a blankie.
Punny.
Punny?
A blanket. I said honey.
Oh.
A blanket cannot walk in that stench. They have been.
Yes, it
I
can.
was convinced the other day, Frank was laying at our feet, and it smelled so bad. I was like, oh my God, Frankie's putting out the storm. And Taryn was like, that's me. They smell so bad. They sound so bad. They smell so bad.
They don't sound like
I was
anything.
like, they must be a dog.
They must be for the PPs. Guys, we're on the brink. I've never felt more on the brink of anything in my life than I feel right now on so many things.
Yeah, I would say my one piece of advice for anyone going through IVF anytime soon is if you and your partner are both doing egg retrieval, don't do it at the same time.
Would you actually say not to do it at the same time?
Yeah,
We've never discussed this.
Yeah, I would say don't. If you, like, it all worked out, and for us, I feel like we made the right decision because we knew we were gonna have to come stay down here, and it would have just been such another expense and headache to do this twice and come back down here.
Yeah.
So it was nice to get it out of the way.
We're not going to give like a whole background on the situation of what we're talking about because it's like if you're here, you're here. I'm not doing
listen to our podcast. Like, why are you here on this episode?
This is not the one.
This is not it.
I hear that.
You know what I mean? I forget who I was texting, but I was like, when those first few days were recovering from egg retrieval and you were really down bad, I was struggling really bad because I had started my injections.
Yeah.
And I wanted to be able to be a better caregiver for you. And I was wanting a caregiver.
Yeah.
And we just couldn't give that to each other.
Yeah.
And that was making me sad. I was feeling sad and lonely. And I was feeling really bummed at myself for not being there as much as I knew I should be.
I mean, I knew we're on the roof if you're listening.
It's loud up here. Sorry.
We're on like our big patio our
big
fucking patio out. Yeah, Newport Beach. Whatever. But
what were you saying?
I don't know. It doesn't actually matter. Nothing I'm
matters.
saying is useful or interesting.
Well, I was saying I wouldn't do it again. At
Oh.
the same time. Well, I would for us, but nobody else should.
I was thinking that I felt sad for you because I couldn't be there for you, but I really couldn't.
Yeah, we were both feeling the same thing. It was like I felt sad for you.
Yeah.
Because I honestly think I'm a pretty good caregiver.
Yeah.
Like
you are. Like you'd be such a good nurse.
Yeah, I actually, especially after this experience, now that I'm dealing with needles, I'm like, I can fucking do it.
Do you think you like would ever?
would actually
Like, go be a
no,
nurse?
I will not go become a nurse. I'm not going back to school. I'm not doing all this to be a
Aw,
nurse.
Bobby, but we need it.
Not now.
Please be a nurse.
We would have needed it, but the ship sailed.
I'm gonna leave you
No.
if you don't be a nurse.
Bye.
It's been real.
I'm keeping the embryos. Fuck off. But yeah, I do think I'm a pretty good caregiver, and it was making me really sad that I couldn't be that for you right now. I'm like, this is the most important time to be giving this to you. And then also on the other side, feeling sad that I wasn't having a caregiver in the way I wanted.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of tough.
Yeah. So since we last spoke, I had my egg retrieval.
Yep.
6 eggs were violently ripped from me body. No, I was asleep. Oh, you know how they say that the anesthesia is the best nap of your life?
You feel it?
Oh my God.
You're like, take
what
me
I
back,
would
baby?
give to do that again.
Should we just see if they can come over and shoot us up with
Dr.
a little?
Anderson, I think you missed an egg.
Can you just put me to sleep?
Would you mind bringing your little kit and your little
We
anesthesia?
don't need to call him. We just need to call the anesthesiologist, and they can knock us out.
It was so great. I was, prior to going in, well, so I had to go in by myself on the day of the retrieval.
Hated it.
And
well, I mean, I was there, but then they take her back for pre-op, and you're not allowed to go back until she's ready.
until I'm ready. And you have to like get changed, you have to get your IV in, you have to like do all your medical tests, like all this
Yeah.
stuff. They do give you an EKG, which literally,
Were you freaking out?
no, I
Oh, you
loved
loved it.
that.
Okay.
I was like, oh my God, thank you. You're making sure I'm not gonna have a heart attack right now.
Yeah.
So vibes.
I
But
thought it would freak you out that they were worried that you could have.
I did have that, but in
More
all,
excited that they were checking.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I said to every nurse, because I got multiple nurses throughout this situation,
Yeah.
please don't tell me any of my readings
Yeah.
unless
You told them you have
I
health
need
anxiety?
to know. Yes. I said, if it's like in a normal range, don't say it. Because
Yeah.
to
If
them,
you're not worried, don't talk to me about it.
yeah, because if normally I'm like, tell me all the information.
Yeah.
But in this situation, I'm like, I know I'm anxious going in.
Yeah.
The last thing I need is for you to tell me that like my blood pressure is
You're
like
like,
at the
"Ooh,
high
high."
end of
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And, no, and then
Or then be like, you're high, but we should be good.
that's yes. They would go,
You'd be like, no.
we're high, but that's normal with the nerves. And I
Yeah.
would in my head be like, I'm not that nervous. This is a
Uh-huh.
fluke. This
Yep.
is suspicious.
Yeah.
Watch me. So I'm glad that I told them that, and then
Yeah.
they were great. They were like, everything's good. Everything looks great. So
Good.
I still don't know my vitals on this day pre-surge.
They
but
told you. Well, the one
did
lady.
you see anything?
The one lady told you when I was there, and she had you all wired up and then checked it.
That was my EKG.
She told you your EKG.
Yeah, well, that is either good or bad. There's no like level.
Oh, well, she said you were good.
Yeah.
and told you it.
Right.
It was great.
Well, if it was bad, I would not be getting that surgery.
Got it,
There's
got it.
not like, oh, you have a slight arrhythmia. Let's do it.
True. Your heart is beating one
Weirdly.
time every 30 minutes.
Your heart is beating one time.
You're literally dead, honey. What's going on?
Let's go. Drug her up.
Yeah, but
Um,
you did great.
Yeah, they wheeled me back. I didn't have my glasses on, which was an added
Oh my God, it was
hysterical
sad. Yeah, I went
element.
back there and she looked so cute in her little hairnet.
Why do you think I look so cute?
It was just-
I'm like, I know I don't look cute.
No, it reminded me remember I took that picture of you when we were in bed, you had just showered and you had the little like purple
Yeah.
hair turban in.
And I
on.
looked like the guy from Harry Potter.
No, from
Voldemort.
the Seven Dwarfs.
Oh, sleepy.
Yeah.
Slumpy.
Not
I don't know.
Sleepy. One of them.
Jumpy.
Jumpy. And you look like that because I don't know, whenever I feel like your hair is such a part of you. And
So when you
it's such
just
a
see my
part of like how you're
face.
perceived. Even if you have it up in a bun, it's like you have a lot of hair.
Yeah.
So whenever it's all hidden, all I can look at is your cute little face. And you just have the cutest freaking face.
Dude.
Like I saw my future little kid in that moment. I'm like, God, that's a cute face.
And I had my
love that
big old
face.
glasses on that are like
Yeah.
bottle cap.
Yeah, it's like without your hair, you give like little baby you.
Thanks.
I think because when you're all the pictures I've seen of you little, you don't have a ton of hair.
Yeah, I have like curly little weird.
So I just see like my little baby.
Yeah.
And it's so cute.
They got 6 eggs, which was upsetting.
I made the mistake of telling Taryn that the second I saw her.
I
so,
asked the second I woke up.
Yeah, but I should have just played it off, I feel.
I would have never let that slide.
I know, you would have been mad, but I just think I should have because you were just waking up. So she doesn't even remember everything we said when she was just waking up. But the doctor
did
had
we
already
say?
called me and told me that I could head back and they'd let me in as soon as they were ready for me. And that we got 6 eggs and yada yada. And I came back and I was like, how are you feeling, honey? And you were so tired and out of it. And you immediately were like, how many eggs did we get? and I was like, it was a number I expected based off of like we were measuring 9 follicles before, and I figured we've heard that some follicles can be empty, so I was expecting anywhere from like 4 to 9. But so when I heard 6,
actually be honest,
yeah. So when I heard 6, I was like, okay. Like I didn't really think twice about it. I didn't really have a negative reaction. So when I told you, if I did have a negative reaction, I think I wouldn't have told you right that second. I'd be like, I don't know yet or something, and waited until you had a minute to wake up, because she instantly started crying, and I was like,
it was so sad.
No, I just hurt her little heart. I felt so bad, and you still looked like little kid Taryn, and I was like,
you're like, I hurt Chumpy's heart.
Chumpy.
What's my little name?
I forget which one you are. I think you're Dopey. No,
Dopey.
I'm not Dopey.
I hurt Dopey, bro. I just didn't love that.
Yeah.
Like, they also said, I asked, like, 9, is that like what I should be expecting? They said it could be less, but it also could be more. A lot of times, you don't even see all the follicles, whatever. So I was like, it'll be the number or more.
Yeah.
And
that's my next little tidbit of advice is like, don't have expectations, and don't get hung up on the numbers any which way. Just like do what you're supposed to be doing. That's all you can worry about. Listen to your doctors, ask questions when you have them, and like try to follow everything meticulously. But at the end of the day, let it just happen. If they say you have this many follicles, don't go, okay, I bet I'm going to get about this many eggs. Like, you got hung up on Googling, will you lose 50% at this stage and 30% at this stage?
Yeah.
Those are all averages. I've learned so much from looking at people's experiences that one egg retrieval, they'll get 30 eggs. And the next time they go in, they get 3. Same person, same protocol, same everything. Yeah. And it just depends.
I guess I get that advice. It is just so deeply easier said than done. Yeah. Like, when it is a process we've been thinking about for so long and is so physically and emotionally taxing. Yeah. If this doesn't pan out, the only thing I can do is do it again and hope for a better result. Yeah. Is like, it's hard to not fixate on the numbers. And obviously you can't change anything. So that's like why that advice makes sense, where it's like, okay, well, you can't do anything about it. So don't focus on it. Like, versus if someone was trying to like gain muscle mass or something, it's like you can do something to change that.
This you don't have control over, other than the small things you do, and you did it all.
Other than the things you do leading up for months and months. It's like the days.
Well, that's what I'm saying, but you did it. You
did all
the prenatals,
right,
you cut out the alcohol, you cut out the bad foods. Like,
but it was a feeling, and I hope that you don't experience this, and I hope no PPs experience this that go through it. It was a moment of feeling like total failure. Ugh. Where you're like,
I hate how much like failure feeling is around fertility.
I know
it's not a failure, but it just it's hard for it not to.
It's hard to explain. It's just you're like, my body didn't do a thing. Like, it just made me think of all the women that are like, I can't get pregnant. I have gone through IVF 5 times. I've done this. It's like, dude,
but I don't think you should feel about that with egg retrieval, because your body's not made to do that. Where I get whenever people aren't fertile and they're like, literally, this is what I'm made to do. We are made to procreate. Like, that's how our bodies are formed. And when it's not working, I understand that feeling like a failure. That's frustrating. But we are manipulating our bodies to make more egg. We're only supposed to have 1 egg a month. So it's going against our natural body's tendencies. So you're not a failure. Like, the science is a fail.
I know that I'm not a failure. I'm not saying that I am. I'm just saying I experienced that feeling, like that overwhelming, like heart drop, like, fuck, I can't do anything about this one. Yeah. And it's complete hands off the wheel now, where you're like, I hope to God that some of these eggs make it through to the final rounds. Mm-hmm.
Every day is such a waiting game and so scary now.
It also, guys, like, kind of helps and hurts that our doctor is the most brief man that has ever existed on the planet. Like, he says,
he's so matter of fact.
He says nothing other than what is essential to know.
Mm-hmm. And or what we ask him. He'll tell us anything we ask him.
Like, so he very casually the other day during Cam's first appointment comes in and is like, oh, by the way, Taryn, you fertilized 4 eggs. So he's just told me that
we lost 2.
We lost 2 of my reserve of 6.
Which in his head, it's like, that's a super normal thing. That's kind of expect it. The other day when we asked him how many will make it, he was like, well, average is 1 out of 4, so maybe 1. And we're like, okay, like this is huge news to us and nothing new to him. He does this 20,000 times a day.
And then he called today to give an update, and it's been like 4 days or 3 days or something. And he's like, hey, it's Dr. Anderson. I'm like, hi, Dr. Anderson. I'm like prepared for the worst news of my life.
Yeah.
And he's like,
I'm trying to sense his tone, like good or bad.
I know.
I'm so neutral.
Same the whole time.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's the deal? Any update? And he's like, no update, but they're still fertilizing. I could have an update for you tomorrow. Could be 5 days, 6 days. I don't know. But yeah. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Basically, they're unable to take, they're not big enough yet to do what's it called?
The test.
I forget. It's like taking a portion of it.
Yeah.
But
biopsy?
A biopsy from it. Yeah. They're not at that stage yet, which happens at some point between 3 and 5 days or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So today would have been the earliest it could have happened, and then like Wednesday or Thursday will be the latest it can happen.
Yeah.
So he's just like, yeah, we're not there yet, but we still have a few days for them to grow, so we're just waiting.
And I just don't know if his style is good for me or bad for me. I think it is a mix of both.
Mm-hmm.
But
that's
why
I like
a really
there's
interesting
3 doctors
experience.
there.
Yeah.
Because you can kind of create your perfect scenario for anyone by talking to the different doctors and the nurses. Oh my God. We got one of our nurses to print out our chart from the whole thing that told us exactly how much medication we had, what our follicle sizes were each day, each measurement day, what our estrogen levels were.
Yep.
That was clutch.
Very clutch.
But some people would hate to see that.
I know. I'm like, give me I want a PowerPoint when I show up. I want you all to spend 3 hours presenting to me on my body, what's happening and when.
And if they're pleased or not with it.
Same. I'm like,
give
grade
me a
me.
reaction.
Yeah. So that's my update. I'm down to 4 freaking eggies. So the Holy 4 is what I'm calling it. I just named that.
Holy 4, I like it.
The Holy 4. And we, as a PP community, need to send blessings to these little 4 eggies that at least a couple make it to the stage.
Eggies, let's go.
Let's go, eggies. Come on, eggies. You can do it. Don't crack.
And Cam is well underway since we last talked into her experience.
Yeah. I guess my first appointment was last Tuesday. So like when you guys saw the last episode, I was starting my shots.
Yeah.
Taryn is a phenomenal nurse.
Thank you.
I have not really felt the injections. There's been a couple times that they hurt, but it's mainly because once we introduce the other injections, they kind of burn a little bit.
Yeah, they kind of burn.
But your technique, rock solid.
Thank you.
My tummy is so tender. Even this right now, I just put my arm on my stomach and I'm like, oh, it hurts. I just feel so... Not just bruised, I almost feel like there's an invisible rash on my stomach.
Yeah, I hear
where
that.
know whenever you have a burn and you like water hits it or you graze it, it takes the wind blowing a little too hard. And you're like, oh.
I do know that.
I feel that. I can feel my right ovary like it is a dumbbell inside of me.
Ovarian awareness is the funniest. It's the funniest truth that you're just like, this feels so weird.
I don't want to know it's there. Like imagine knowing where any of your organs are. I don't want to know.
Yeah.
I don't want to feel it.
It's terrible.
Boobies are hurting.
Yeah.
I keep having like indigestion at night.
Yeah.
My nurse was so sweet. So today, I haven't really talked to them about how I've been feeling because I just am like, it's normal. I don't like to complain. Like, I'm like, I don't want to say anything.
And I keep telling Cam, you have to advocate for yourself. You have to say it. You have to tell them because...
Well, by not complaining, I mean, I don't want to complain to them. I'm complaining at home. I'm like, I'm miserable.
Sorry, yes.
Yeah. I just wanted to clarify. I didn't mean like I'm not complaining. I just, when I go in there, I want to be an easy patient. I want to be like...
But then she comes home and is like, oh,
and I'm like crying.
And I'm like,
but the other problem is in the morning I'm kind of more okay.
Yeah.
So when we go in for the appointments, I'm not really thinking about it. After my nightly injections, I have been in so much pain, but I've learned you shouldn't lay down right after. I feel like I've been getting maybe heartburn or indigestion. I don't really get either of those in my daily life. So I never know if that's what I'm feeling. I'm like, am I anxious? Am I having heartburn? Am I having a heart attack? I don't know.
Hope not.
But yeah, so I was talking to the doctor today about it and he's very nonchalant, like, you're fine. Some people are just more sensitive than others. And I'm like, okay, all right. So like, this is okay. Like I'm good. And then we went into the other room with just the nurse. She draws your blood. And she was like, so what have you been feeling? And like was talking to me more about it.
Yeah.
And I just want to like take a minute for all the nurses out there because I know this is a common phenomenon in really any doctor industry where like the nurses are known for the bedside manners. They're the ones dealing with the people. And I get that that's how it works, but it is so meaningful. All the nurses at our fertility clinic,
The best.
have really made this experience not just like easier, but enjoyable.
Yep.
And makes me feel like heard and safe.
Totally.
And again, it's not a dig at our doctor. I think he's phenomenal, but his approaches, and I can see how it could be off-putting to some people.
And we were told a million times, bedside manner is not his thing. Results is his thing.
And
he has like insane
That's all I
success
wanted.
rates.
That's all I wanted for.
Yeah.
The nurses are also very knowledgeable. So
Yeah.
I feel comfy asking them stuff and they're going to know
Yeah.
what's going on. So,
Yeah.
yeah. But this week has been hard. I feel like I've been emotionally more wrecked at this phase than you were. Like your first few days were hard, but our life was hard.
Yeah.
I'm like crying for no reason. I'm just was so down these last 2 days. Today I finally feel a little better.
My theory on you, which I told you last night, is that I think that you already have worse periods, worse hormonal swings, like with your PMDD.
Yeah.
You are always have that sensitive side
Yeah.
emotionally. So I was expecting that emotionally. But then also, I think you generally hate being like poked and prodded and things like that.
I hate it. Oh,
And you're very aware of your skin upsetting you.
yeah.
And so it's like, I'm literally poking
I'm like,
and prodding
I
your
have eczema
tummy
and
every
sensitive
day.
skin. I'm not meant for this.
Yes. And then like your skin's getting all rashy and whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, I think this is like your nightmare
It really is.
kind of all baked in.
I also had a really weird realization. So on the weekends, you have a different doctor. Her name is Joan. She's been there forever. I don't know if we talked about her last episode at all.
I don't know.
She's amazing. She's so sweet. She'll spend 30 minutes with you. I had to wait 20 minutes at my appointment for her
Yeah, she's the best.
because she's talking to everyone so much. So I appreciate the efficiency on the weekdays, but if you go in on the weekends, you know it's going to be a slower appointment. You know you can ask Joan everything. She'll like stay with you for an hour. If you like, she put her hand on my leg. Like she was not trying to rush out of there.
Yeah.
And so when I've been doing,
She put her hand on your leg?
yeah, she was talking to me. She said, "Honey," and put her hand on me.
Did
I
you
was
like it?
I loved it. It was like it's like the comfort of a grandma. Ew, don't be weird.
No, I was like
I loved
trying
it.
to
It
do
was
like a bit that I was upset, but then
It was
but
so
then
comforting.
You just were comforted. So now I
yeah,
just
well,
feel
you
it
understand when
didn't
I
land.
get to my point of the story.
Go ahead.
But during the transvaginal ultrasounds, everyone's like, they're fine.
Yeah.
They don't hurt at all. I feel so anxious and uncomfortable every time they happen.
Yeah, she hates them.
And I feel like they're hurting so much. I feel like I can't keep my legs fully open. I feel so uncomfortable.
She clams up.
Yeah, I clench up.
Yeah.
When Joan did it, I didn't. I think I'm really uncomfortable with men touching me.
Yeah.
Because every time, like, both the doctors are so nice. I trust them. I feel safe with them. My body, like, rejects it.
Yeah.
I'm like, I feel so weird.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It's like, it's not a sexual thing. Like, it's so medical.
Is Frank crying?
Oh, that was a car, I think.
Oh.
He's just looking out.
Okay, sorry.
Frank likes to look over the balcony. Hi, sweet boy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I find myself like so uneasy.
That's interesting and sad. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's just like I just noticed whenever I had Joan the other day, I was like, I felt, and I was anxious. We had to wait a while. I was like, I wasn't doing good that day. I was really not in a good headspace.
Yeah.
And I just felt so much more relaxed. And she was like talking while she was doing it. So the process took maybe an extra 5 minutes than it normally does.
Yeah.
And normally I'm like, please be done, please be done, please be done, please be done. Like no one asks questions during this, like in and out, make it stop.
Yeah.
But then whenever she was doing it and she was like talking, and she literally was talking to us and just holding the freaking thing inside me. And for a second I was like, all right, we don't need to just sit here.
I'm like, at least let me hold it. At least let me move it around for her.
But I was like, okay. I wasn't
Yeah.
feeling like as uncomfortable as I do
Yeah.
whenever it's the other doctors, which I thought was very interesting.
I think that's good for us to know as we go on to choose whoever delivers our baby and is our OBGYN and all of that stuff.
Desperate for it to be a woman.
Yeah, we will get you a woman.
Thank you.
We will get you the world's best woman.
Thank you. I just think I'll feel so much more comfortable with that. I know I will.
In all, do you feel like this is harder or easier than you thought this would be?
Both.
Okay.
It's like, it's so weird. I researched so much going in, and I knew it was going to happen, but when you're doing it, it's just so different.
Yeah.
My blood draw hurt like a bitch today.
Yeah.
And I was just like, whatever, just be done.
Yeah.
Like,
it starts to get so repetitive that you're just like, I don't even care. I just want it to be over.
Yeah. Like, oh, it's at the end, she just like left the needle sitting in there for a little bit, and that's my worst nightmare. And I was just like, girl, whatever. And I'm like so bruised up. I have so many marks. I'm so sick of being poked.
So
but I'm just
fucking
like
over it.
But I'm also like, but I did it yesterday, and I'm gonna do it the next day, and whatever.
Yep.
What about you? Easier, harder? What?
That's so cute. Did it yesterday, did it the next day. What about you? It's like, I felt like I was looking at like a TikTok sound. That was so weird. What about me?
Easier, harder?
I think that the actual like stims, like the actual shots and doctor's appointments and everything was much easier than I was expecting it to be. The recovery.
Dude, wait. While you're talking about that, you have to talk about your,
what?
What's it called?
Oh, my trigger shot?
Your trigger shot.
Oh my God.
I don't know if we shared on the podcast that we were like scared of it because it's such a big needle in your butt, and she had to do it to herself.
I had to do it to myself, like splayed out over the bed, like
she was like,
paint me like one of your French girls.
Crossed over, and I had to like pull back on it to make sure no blood was in it. But the way you did that, like it was nothing.
Yeah, well,
I was so impressed.
Yeah, well.
So that was one of the expectations.
Not the first time I put shit in my butt. No, really, I've done like an enema and stuff, and it's fine. Those are hard. You just have to know.
Anyways, back to your expectation for reality.
No, just that the recovery was a lot harder than I was expecting. It's been
After
going
egg
on
retrieval.
for
yeah,
almost a week.
Well, you felt so good the day of.
Oh my God, the night of, I'm like walking around, I'm like, my tummy feels sore, but that's it. Like absolute vibes.
Yeah.
And then I woke up the next day and I was like, I'm so bloated. I look pregnant. I feel pregnant.
Yeah.
It was when people say that it's bloating and you're like, oh my God, you're so bloated for a week. It's not like you just look at your tummy and you're like, I'm bloated. It's like the kind of bloating that is so uncomfortable that you're like, it like hurts. It's like bloating that hurts.
Be popped.
Yes. Like I need to
Someone
shit my pants. I need to be milked.
Yeah.
I need to be.
You needed release.
I need a fucking exorcism. Like I need to be turned inside out and taught a lesson. It's like how it feels. I don't know.
Fuck.
It's just like that's how it feels. You're like, literally do anything to my body to make this go away.
Yeah. And it's frustrating when you read stories of people being like, I was working out the next day. I was
So
vibing.
insane.
I went out to dinner that night. I was having margaritas. And you're like, I feel miserable still.
Yeah. I'm honestly like not even wanting a drink.
Yeah. Oh my God, I forgot. You've been able to drink for days now.
I
And
know.
you haven't had a drink.
I haven't even done it. I think I'll have one on Friday. We're going to a birthday party. I'm gonna sip that sweet grape from God.
Wow, baby. You did your retrieval on Thursday.
Yes, I did, honey.
It's now Tuesday. Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
My golden retrieval.
It's been 5 days.
Did you hear me?
Golden retrieval. I love it.
Bark.
It's been 5 days, which people do say 3 to 5 days is when like the bloating can start happening. Like you're not in the clear.
You guys, like sometimes it kicks off for people.
Sometimes people are fine for 5 days and then all of a sudden they're like in excruciating cramped pain.
Verdict has it that I'm supposed to be better by the time of my next period. That shit doesn't start till 9 days.
Yeah, but that's what everyone says. As soon as even if there's lingering issues, as soon as your period comes, your body kind of like releases and goes back to normal.
Dude, I feel like Reptar. You remember Reptar?
Who's Reptar?
Reptar is the little dragon in Rugrats. That's how I feel inside. I feel like I'm like, I feel not it.
Well, not very much longer.
Not very much. Today was a turning point. I'm feeling happier.
Seem much better today.
But they say there's some big kooky crash that's supposed to happen, and that's where things fall apart. So
I think you kind of had it a little. Well, I don't know.
They say like 8 days in, you have like a kooky hormone crash because your body is like no longer taking in such an influx of hormones, and so then you start like it's like similar to postpartum where you're like kookamung.
Yeah, but that also goes away once your period starts. That the timing?
I mean, I'm not, who knows
Generally?
what anything happened.
I feel like I'm
whatever.
expecting nothing anymore.
But some people said it lasted much longer than they were expecting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the verdict for both of our expectation versus reality is some of it was harder, some of it was easier.
Yeah.
It just kind of depends. And like, I hate saying this a million times because everyone says it, but everyone's experience is so different.
Yeah.
Even just between the two of us, we've already had vastly different experiences. So
Yeah.
it just really depends.
Another way that we're very different is I have been in literal PJs for 3 weeks. Since we got here, I've put on one normal outfit. You put on clothes. You do.
I've worn PJs most of the time.
You wear clothes.
I've done my makeup like maybe twice.
No, baby, more.
No, honey.
You just look like that.
Yeah, I just look like that. I've done my makeup maybe twice. I'll like curl my lashes and like put brow gel in most days. But like actually doing my makeup.
Tell me the thought process that goes on when you go, you know, right now feels like a good time to curl my lashes.
Because I'm like, I don't really want to put makeup on, but I want to look a little bit more than just me rolling out of bed. It's like brushing my hair. I'm going to brush my eyebrows and I'm going to make my eyelashes look a little nicer. But I can't possibly put mascara on right now.
You curl your lash but not use mascara.
Yeah, most days I do that. Even when I do my makeup, I don't like mascara.
I'm experiencing a hiccup in my chest right now that I'm trying not to worry
Breathe through
about.
it, baby. Breathe through it. I also feel like besides our no, we're just going to keep rolling. Guys, we are not stopping for this. We roll straight
I
through.
feel like my heart's having hiccups, but it's higher. It's like in my booba.
That's IVF stuff. Just keep on rolling. But speaking of our expectation versus reality, our friend Kevin came over the other day and we were both not doing great. This was Sunday. Yeah. It was a bad day for both of us. And he's so sweet. Just came over to watch the tennis and like, oh, he went for a dip in the ocean.
I know, he's so cutie.
But we were saying how miserable we were and how not well we were doing. We were in like the peak of our few days of not good. And he said something like, oh, wow, Instagram versus reality is like so strong. Like you guys look like you're vibing. And I like looked and I was like, wow, really? Yeah, I guess so. And I like looked back at my content and realized that so much of what we've shared is like us doing our shots and being fun and silly and like vibing out, which has been true. We have had that. And that's why the internet can be so detrimental because you only see a little window into stuff.
Yeah.
Like all of those moments were very real. It wasn't like we were miserable and then just stopped, recorded, and then like went back to miserable.
Yeah.
But if you look, you'll notice that we did not record for a few days. Like there was nothing going on because we were miserable. And then today I finally posted a thing and I came to you and I was like, wow, I'm feeling not miserable. I have an idea for TikTok I want to do while we do injections. Let's do it today. And we were both like in a good mood this morning.
Yeah.
And I was like trying to enjoy injections again because I've been so miserable doing it. And it was so fun. We were like dancing around, vibing out. It was great. But then I realized like not sharing everything is a version of like being fake or lying because then people aren't seeing the down. But I'm just never one to pick up a camera when I'm like, if I'm sitting on the couch crying the other day, I'm not like, hold on, let me film this and like make a TikTok about it.
No, you're watching TikToks. You don't have time to make a TikTok.
Exactly.
You're just deep within the algo.
Thank you. I'm consuming, not creating.
I think though that I would say we do a fairly good job of like being realistic. Like we still are recording this podcast and we're still like, I don't know, talking about, I think I'm more apt to talk about how things suck or how I'm struggling online. But I think you still do it too.
It's just in a different way where it's either written in a caption, it's on my stories, or it's on this podcast.
Right.
I like to like just, or now that I've been doing YouTube videos again, I feel like the problem is it's always in hindsight.
Yeah.
It's never in the moment where most of my content is in the moment happy stuff.
Yeah.
Because it's fun. Like we're having fun. I want to record it. But I never am ever going to be the type to in the moment record the sad thing. So I guess to see the whole picture, you like have to be here for these moments either on YouTube or on the podcast where I'm like talking about
But still that's hindsight. So are you saying
that's what I'm saying. You're only ever going to get hindsight.
Do you wish that you would
no
record the hard moments?
Not at all. It's more of like I want viewers to keep into perspective not just my content but anyone's content that most of the time if you're seeing someone's life and like, or hearing about their adversity, it's when they're on the other side of it.
Yeah.
And they can speak about it positively. Like, I'm happy for literally any moment in my life that was so hard, so shit, because I'm not in it anymore.
Right.
So it's easier to romanticize adversity when you're not going through it.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't have none of this is like, oh, I want to do this, or this is a solution, or this is the moral of the story. I don't know. It's just something I've observed, being like, okay, I'm trying to be really real with my content, but the in the moment downtimes are missing in this picture.
Yeah.
And they always probably will.
I think after all of this time that we've all been on social media, you would think that we could all have a better grasp on the fact that like what you see is not the whole picture.
Yeah.
But that is just it's not happening.
Yeah.
Our brains can't figure it out.
Yeah.
And so it's like we have to constantly beat a dead horse. I hate that saying.
Yeah.
We have to
terrible.
constantly
reiterate
the fact that there's a discrepancy, but then it sounds so manufactured just saying it. Like it's
I feel like being like, we're not perfect.
You know, what you're seeing is not the whole picture, and like blah, blah. I'm like, I'm annoyed at myself by saying stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it is like just a constant reminder that y'all didn't see me bawl my eyes out for a straight up day and be like, oh fuck, like so I'm so upset, and like they're not seeing you like crippled in bed on hour 4 of TikTok being like, can't talk to me, can't eat, like they don't see that stuff. And like, and I think I don't know, maybe that's like maybe social media is like a mass not exercise, but like an what is the word I'm looking for, a mass experiment in never meet your heroes. Like I feel like it's that where it's like, I know that whatever hero I have is not great all the time. Yeah. But I feel like social media has done that level of like hero to everyone in your life. Like
totally.
Where you're like,
and it creates jealousy that way too then.
Totally.
Like, I know that there's a lot of people going through IVF right now, which is so cool. People have reached out and been like, well, I'm on the same day as you or whatever. Or about to go through it or just went through it. And I'm like, oh, I was looking at my TikTok the other day of like all the videos I posted of us doing the injections, and I'm like, damn, if I was watching someone doing this, knowing my experience, would I feel like I wasn't doing a good enough job, or like we weren't vibing the same way? Like, it is such a cool experience, and I think it is like it is an upside that we get to do this together. I feel so close to you going through this. But it, like, I don't know, those videos make it look so easy, almost like I kind of want to do it.
I mean, that's what everyone was commenting on whatever video you had today. Like Katie Markwith was like, dude, I'm signing up for IVF right now.
Yeah.
But I think that we also have to be able to look at things like that and go, I know this isn't the whole picture in a good way. How fun for them that they're like being able to put on a brave face and have fun. Not saying we're brave. I'm just saying to ourselves. Like to
they're
acknowledge.
Still able to make fun and do it.
And I think that I'm such a big proponent of like fake it till you make it is truly the key to
like
so much of joy
in
life. Is just like sometimes you don't feel motivated, you don't feel excited, you don't feel whatever, but like if you're physically moving your body or having fun or dancing or whatever, your brain is like, oh, okay, are we having fun now? Like and that's what's been happening, I think, with our shots too. And everything. Like it's been really cool. But I did want to say I'm really proud of us. We haven't fought once.
I know.
I don't know what the fuck is in those shots that has suppressed our like snappiness at each other, but
where I think we're just so, because we're both going through it, we're so aware. Like I got hurt by something you said last night, and I was it's honestly, it's not important because I knew I was being sensitive. I'm very aware that I'm hypersensitive right now, and I'm very aware that I'm going through something. I'm also aware that you're doing the same thing. So I'm like, I'm just not overthinking stuff, where if something upsets me, instead of being like, oof, didn't like that, want to explain to her why I didn't like that, I'm like, maybe I just didn't like it because I'm sensitive right now.
Yeah.
And even if I can't see that right now, maybe I will tomorrow. Or you know what? It's just not worth it.
Yeah.
And I think because we can't be full caregivers for each other right now, we are stepping up in the way of, I'm not going to make this harder on you.
Totally.
I'm going to let stuff roll off my back.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to like turn it into a bigger thing.
Yeah.
If I feel like you were snappy with me, if I feel like you said the wrong thing, if I feel like I did something, like we're just going to let it go right now.
It's such a lesson in letting shit go. I'm like, honestly, I just don't have the energy to get riled up.
There's just bigger stuff.
There's
and I'm
too
like,
much to get riled up about
I know
right
you
now.
love me. I know
Yeah.
you're supporting me through this.
Yeah.
I know that if you're not giving me exactly what I need right now, it's not because you are trying not to.
Mm-hmm.
You are either trying your best to stay afloat yourself, or you're just not aware of what I need. And if I don't vocalize that to you specifically, and
Yeah.
I don't know what I need right now, and I can't, you're not going to just magically know.
Yeah.
I just need to let it go. And honestly, I feel like that's kind of how relationships progress when there's a lot going on in life in general. You just like have a little more grace for each other, which is nice.
Yeah, I felt like we're both very slippery. We're just like letting shit roll off.
Yeah.
And just being like, okay.
Yeah, be
it's
a
okay.
fish.
I love them. They love me. We're fine. We're both
Yeah.
feeling sassy or grumpy or whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm just proud of us for never letting it get to a point where we're both like really upset and like.
Me too. I also
Because honestly, nothing you've done during the, you don't have the,
Nothing's really
you don't even
happened.
have the energy to make me that upset right now.
like,
that makes sense.
No, not doing it.
You're
Yeah.
like,
and I feel like when either of us even have a gallon more in the tank, we are doing
That's
stuff
a
for each
lot.
other. Like I don't really have a lot of energy to cook and clean and do whatever, but you asked me to make a smoothie the other day, and I was like, I can handle that.
Yeah.
And that's gonna mean something to her. I'm gonna go do it.
yeah. That's
And
how I
then-
felt with dinner last night.
Yeah, and then
Or-
I was
No,
trying to
2
film
nights ago.
something the other night for work, and came out of the bathroom and you had dinner made. Or like, I know you're not feeling good, but then I saw you like Swiffered the floor.
You
We're
noticed
just
that?
Of course. We're just doing stuff when we can. I love you.
Do you see my batting
I
eyes?
do see your batting eyes.
Yeah, we're trying. I think that's all that matters.
Yeah,
We
I
don't
think we're
have
both
much, but
trying, and we're both giving each other grace, and that's been the secret sauce to getting through this.
By grace, by God's grace, we've been saved, y'all.
We've been saved. I was going to say something before you started talking about fighting, and God, the brain fog of this is really intense.
That brain fog be foggy.
Okay, well, screw it. I'm over talking about IVF. I have a few notes that I wrote down that I would like to share with you.
Tell me. Pray for the
Okay.
Holy Four, everyone.
This
Go
might
on.
make me sound really stupid,
Whoa.
but I'm just going to say it.
Tell me.
So, I didn't know that Eurovision was like a real thing. You know the girl
Yeah.
from the Cat's Eye show? Not making the
Whoa,
band, but
which
like,
girl?
the blonde girl who didn't make it.
Yeah.
Adela?
Emily?
Is that her name?
Adela. Adela.
Is that her name? Yeah,
Yes.
Adela. So I keep watching her TikToks, and everyone's like, go on Eurovision. And she's from Slovakia? I forget where she's from.
Yes.
But she wrote back to somebody like, I don't think my country has enough money to, I
Send her?
guess whenever you go to Eurovision,
It's like the
your
Olympics.
country pays for it.
Yeah.
But on Emily in Paris, they talked about Eurovision. Now she's talking about it. I thought it was like a Will Ferrell movie.
There is a movie about it.
But I thought it was just fake. I didn't know Eurovision was
You
a
swear
real...
to me you didn't know it was real at all.
I told you I'm going to sound so stupid right now. I
You
swear.
dated a European person.
So?
I feel like that every European I know is like Eurovision.
Literally, I thought it was like a gag.
A gag.
Or I thought it was like maybe it happened a long time ago.
like one time.
I didn't know it was like, is it like a yearly thing?
I think it's annual.
Okay.
It's either annual or like every 2 years or something because I do feel like it happens a lot.
Okay.
But it's like massive.
And it's just singing.
There's like dancing. It's like it's yeah, I think it's singing and dancing.
Okay, well, I don't know how I've escaped my whole life not knowing anything about Eurovision.
Yeah, I unfortunately don't know enough to tell you, but I know it's real.
I bet there's a really good documentary on it.
Yeah, let's watch it.
So I'd like to watch. Let's watch it. We don't know if there's
Dude,
anything on it.
speaking of documentaries, I have been gobble, chompy,
not
eating
gobbly,
up
gobbly.
all of the new Untold episodes on Netflix.
Yeah, you've been loving
I'm
that.
sad that you're not watching them with me. I'm feeling,
Yeah.
I'm doing the
You're
thing
watching
where
them at really weird times of the day.
I know, but also I'm doing this, I'm doing this thing where I'm like watching it and I'm like, I feel like my mom, where I'm like, oh, that's so crazy.
You
and I'm
are
like
doing
trying
that.
to get you to pay attention.
I literally was laying in bed in like it's kind of in the same room where the couch is here. And I'm reading a book, and she's like, oh my God, did you know? Like, she's fully having conversation with me. And I'm like, babe, I'm not watching. And you're like, oh yeah, you hear that part? And
for
like,
what it's worth, she did say
fly on your finger.
she might watch some of it.
Yeah, but you, after I had told you I'm not locked in, I'm not listening at all.
But I'm just like, I want to watch it again.
I was in the other room.
Yeah.
And I heard you chit-chatting your shit.
I love the feeling of watching something and like you can't wait for your person to watch it.
Yeah.
I want to watch the Johnny Manziel Untold with you.
Yeah, we can
again,
do that.
Because I really think...
You love watching something again and again. I can't.
Yeah, it's a family thing.
It is a family thing.
Me and my mom are big rewatchers.
Yeah. But honestly, we have consumed a lot of great content while we've been here.
Yeah.
So many good reality shows. I just binged Secret Lives of Mormon Wives.
Yep.
Gobbled that shit up.
Gobbled.
Also, I've been seeing people on TikTok getting brand deals to talk about the show. And I'm like, pay me. I watched it.
Wait, honey, what?
Yes. Which is, I've never seen anyone do this with the show.
Well, because Mom Talk.
Yeah, I guess. They're like, this is the right audience for it.
Honey, reach out. Have your manager reach out.
I don't know how. I'm also bummed they just did like a premiere in LA. I want to go. I feel super passionate about these women. Like, there are characters on it that I hate and that I love. And I normally in reality TV, I'm like, no one's a villain. Like Selling Sunset, I'm like, we don't know the whole story. It's editing. This, I'm like, Whitney sucks. Cannot stand Whitney.
Yeah, you're
and
like,
I never.
That is true no matter what.
Yeah, I'm like,
I know it.
Can't change my mind. Can't.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it is about this that I feel so confident saying that with my full chest publicly. I feel so rude doing it. I don't like to speak on that stuff, but I'm like, nope.
I think Selling Sunset is so easy to see that it's not real.
Yeah, it's all I'm like,
that is the least reality show I've ever seen in my life.
Because they don't clarify shit.
They don't clarify anything. They're all in ball gowns to go to the local fucking farmer's market. I'm like, what are you guys doing here?
You know, that's why we don't believe it, because they're all dressed.
It's not real.
They're all dressed crazy, and they're like, it's LA, babes. And we're like, no one in LA dresses like this.
No one's doing that.
So if I can't even trust the wardrobe, I can't trust a word coming out of your mouth.
I just can't with the outfits. It literally takes me so out of it. I'm like, why are you dressed like a little Irish boy to like go sell a house in WeHo?
Chelsea's hat that had like the little string under her neck, like a party hat,
bro.
And like people are getting mad that they called her out for her butt being out. I'm like, people are not like hating or telling a woman what to wear. You're at the office.
Okay, yeah, that always bothers me. The way that
she's like, how dare you embarrass me and tell me what to wear.
She turns it about being like, you're not a girl's girl. Like, how you embarrass me for in my womanhood and like being who I am, expressing who I really am. It's like, bitch, your booty.
Yeah, booty cheeks.
Your cheeks are out.
Yeah, she's like, I just have long legs.
Real
I'm like,
estate office.
What? But I will say, to defend her, why is she getting called out when everyone else is naked? Everybody else except for Alana, she dresses great. Great.
Alana slaps. I think that Chelsea takes it to a
she does
level, honey.
But
none of the other girls are like in a bikini at school. At work.
I know. For some reason, she gets a pass with me more than a lot of the other girls. I don't know what it is. Something about it when her booty cheeks are out. Maybe because she's trained me to expect it.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah. Speaking of Selling Sunset, I have the juiciest gop.
It's such good gossip. I'm just calling it gossip.
Gobble it up.
Tell me.
Juiciest gossip I saw on TikTok.
Did they sell Sunset?
No, they never will.
Bad realtors.
Yeah, they are.
Tell me.
Are they realtors? Who knows? Okay, so spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't watched it, just skip like a minute ahead. You know how there's rumors that Emma has been with a married man.
Yeah.
The married man in question
is
the guy from Selling the OC who was accused of asking that guy to join him and his wife. The light brown blonde hair.
I think is like maybe bi, probably.
Yeah, probably.
She was with him?
I don't know. Someone just said they are inferring because someone mentioned that they were calling him the OC guy, and that at a party the wife confronted her and they were both at the party. I have no evidence of this. I just saw one TikTok of someone being like, it was, what's his name? Nathan?
Like Ryan or something.
Ryan? I don't know. Whatever.
I don't know.
Little circle looking kid.
That is good goss.
I know.
I feel like
that's real, that's
going to
be
messy.
Crazy.
I know. For some reason, I think it's the girl who used to be on it that's married to the property brother. Or not the property brother, but you know what I mean.
Heather.
I feel like it's... No,
Oh,
she
well,
wouldn't.
they do kind of look alike.
They do look alike. And then
And he...
Tyreek or something.
Tyreek.
His name's like Tyreek or something.
Tarek.
There we go. Okay, not me being bang on.
No, but
Tarek.
his... Heather looks just like his ex-wife.
And then...
So then a third little blonde skinny thing makes sense.
Okay, Trump. Okay, Donald J. Trump. Another blonde, skinny piece of ash.
Anyways, you got a gossip story for us this
I
week,
do.
baby?
I do.
Darling.
Darling, do I. It's actually a game. A PP put together a game for us.
Seriously?
It's called Let's Play a Game.
Let's play, baby.
Hello, girlies. I
Hi.
thought a fun way to present my story would be to play a little game with y'all called
God.
Is This Objectively Weird to Do as Friends?
Okay.
Please play along with me and help me decide if any of
finger
these
down
are, say it with me, objectively weird to do as
as friends.
Okay, some background. Griff and Lily, I believe
Griff.
both
Hi,
both
Lily.
women,
Okay.
are both in their early 20s, with Lily being 2 years older.
Okay.
Lily is making me feel like I'm having a stroke. Say Lily.
Lily.
I don't know how I'm going to get through this.
Wait a minute. I've
I
never
gotta
thought
get
that
through
about
this.
Lily. Lily.
Do you say
Is it
Lily
my chart
often?
or my chart? It just feel weird.
Okay, this is an attack.
Okay. Griff and Lily.
Griff and Lily.
Why are we choking on Lily?
I don't know. I want to change it so I don't freak out. Okay,
No.
Griff and Lily are both in their early 20s, with Lily being 2 years older.
Okay.
They met online during COVID and found out they lived about an hour away from each other.
Cute.
They first met in person a year after they met online and would continue to hang out every couple of weeks if they could arrange it. They also ended up going to the same college after COVID for master's degrees and hung out a lot more regularly during that time.
Okay.
They both like girls but have never been with a girl or are out to many of their close friends or family.
Oh my God. Okay, twins.
Let's get started.
Wee.
Say it with me now. Is it objectively weird
to
if-
do this with
Nope.
your friend?
Okay, that we're just gonna do that. Is it objectively weird?
Okay.
Is it objectively weird if Griff comes out for a club night to celebrate Lily's birthday and makes out with a guy at the club to give everyone free shots, then proceeds to chase after Lily as she goes into the bathroom, goes into the stall with her, and asks her if she's angry that she just made out with that guy?
No?
Remember, they're just friends.
They're just friends. But I think, they're both into women. Wait, did it say that they're exclusively like women or like women and men?
They both like girls, but have never
No,
been with a girl.
I don't think it's weird. I think it's just like, hey, we're having this shared experience. Am I being gross that I'm like making out with a guy for drinks? Like, is that going against like feminism? Like, am I being weird?
Yeah, is this a
I
phenomenon?
do think she's flirting with her.
Yeah.
And like there's some more shit going on, but I don't think it's weird.
So,
I don't think we're weird
first
yet.
question, it is not
Not
objectively
weird.
weird. Number 2 of 3. Is it objectively weird if Griff, after said club night, gets extremely hungover, and so Lily decides to be a good friend and visit her the next day with some soup and Gatorade, and they proceed to cuddle on the couch for an hour while Lily feeds her soup, when Griff and Lily usually never even hug?
I mean, I think she could feed herself her own goddamn soup.
What I find objectively weird is the feeding of the soup.
Yeah, that's
not okay.
anything that needs a spoon. Why are you feeding me it?
I don't
I'm
want
not
to
a
be
fan
fed
of
at
feeding
all.
in general. No, I'm like,
Don't
it's,
feed me.
it's something like movies have made cute. Like, no, don't.
I
feed
also
me.
don't think they've made it cute. I don't think it's cute
They're
ever.
trying. They're trying to make cute.
Who
though.
has PR? Who is the PR person for feeding each other?
chocolate covered strawberries? Like, ew.
Probably.
Yeah,
That's the only weird. Objectively
that's weird.
part.
And then like, I think weird is the wrong word. Is it a sign that you guys are more than friends? Yes, to both of them. But like, and
You
it's-
can't say her game title is the wrong word. The question is,
Well,
is
I'm
it
sorry,
objectively
your game
weird?
is wrong. No, I'm just saying I don't think it's weird.
Yeah.
There's nothing. There's
It was the power of Lily.
there's nothing weird with any of this. But I'm like, the hairs on the back of my neck are standing up a little bit. Something's going on. Something fruity. Something fruity's happening.
Lily going
Are
fruity.
we sure this beer is not
I
alcoholic?
know. I need to toot, but on we go. So
I have to pee, so we could wrap this shit up.
yeah. Okay. Number 3 of 3. Is it objectively weird? If they go out for dinner one day. They went out for dinner one day?
Yes,
That is
ew.
objectively weird.
What is wrong with
And
you
when the
guys?
restaurant messes up Griff's order and she doesn't want to ask for it to be redone, Lily just gives her some of her portion to make it the right order, in which Griff proceeds to say, "You would be so great to date."
Not weird. Again, not weird. Wrong word. Not weird until that end part. Like, I've done that for people. I don't give a shit about my meal. I'll give you my meal if it makes yours better and you don't want to talk to the waiter.
Yeah, you'd give the person at the table next to you to that.
Yeah, I'll just swap meal. I don't care. It's food.
Yeah, that's not weird. The "you'd be great to date" also isn't weird, but my spider senses are tingling.
Yeah. And isolated incidents, not weird. All of the culmination of them together, I'm like, again, something fruity's going on.
So I guess at the end of this, if we were to say, what is this energy between Griff and Lily objectively weird? It's objectively
energy?
something.
Yeah. Was that all we got?
That's all we got.
Yeah, I mean,
That was a fun game.
Griff and Lily should probably try to date at this point.
Yeah, if we were to put it mildly, Griff and Lily should probably bang boobies and fucking do a transvaginal ultrasound to each other.
Yeah, what my wife said.
Yep.
All right, well, hope this answered your questions on was it weird, because it didn't answer mine.
I liked that game.
I liked it too.
Yeah, if you write in stayinguppod@gmail.com to tell us your gossip, remember, keep it short
Keep it sweet
and
and keep it fruity.
turn it into a game.
Yeah, that was fun. I like
That
a
was fun.
game.
Hi.
That was fancy. Mimi, you want to come say hi to the
Ricky,
peepees?
come on the camera.
here.
She
She's
looks
like,
so
"No."
cute. She has a little cone on. She's had a cone for a really long time, and we're
She's
calling
thriving
it
with it though.
her stink cone.
Oh my
'cause
god,
it's really
so
stinky
smelly
inside.
in there.
Even though
So
we wash it,
smelly.
we take it off
There's
her all the
nothing we
time.
can do. It's too hot in there.
There's nothing
And
to
we
be
keep
done.
saying she keeps putting us in her cone. She'll come up and like go to kiss us and put her cone all in our face and tries to bring us into the stink cone. But she looks damn cute, girl.
I think this should be the end of the episode. But I
is.
think you should
We gotta
leave the
go.
video running for 1 second, and we should show on YouTube how cute she looks.
Okay, if you're on the YouTube, you get to see how cute.
Thank you guys for staying up. We love you. Stink cone, stinky, stinky cone. What you see here is Frank. He is laying in the sun like he loves to. He lays right there, and then stink cone. Riggy, look. There's stink cone. She's she's afraid of the bag that is dangling off of your tripod. We have my babies reaching out.